Weeping Angel is the most perfectly evolved creature in the universe. They survive by stealing time. Their lives are as old as the universe's. The reason why they can live that long is because they have the most perfect defense system. Right when they are seen by any other creature, they turn into statues. At this time, they become completely harmless creatures. But as soon as you turn your back or blink, they will break your neck in a wink. Therefore, if you saw a suspicious statue, remember not to turn your head, or look away or blink. This woman tore the wallpaper, and saw the words "Be careful" written on it. Curiosity made she continue to tear the paper. Beware of the weeping angels. Duck now. The woman was very confused. Then, there were some more words. Sally, kneel down, hurry up. Hearing so, Sally subconsciously bent down. A rock suddenly flew past her head. Sally took the flashlight, and looked around to check who had done it to her. But there was no one, only a weeping angel statue. After that, Sally went on tearing the wallpaper. Only to see some words, "Love from the Doctor 1969. Things got more and more monstrous. The next day, Sally and her close friend went to that abandoned house to explore. There was nothing different from yesterday. Except that the statues seemed to get closer and closer to the house. The two women walked into the room to see the words on the wall. At this time, someone rang the doorbell. Sally went downstairs to open the door. What's weird, the strange man behind the door seemed to know her name. He then gave her a letter, which was supposed to be sent to Sally on this day. At the same time, when the friend was in the room, she curiously looked out. She totally didn't pay attention that the angel outside started to put its hands down. For a moment, the weeping angel was quietly standing behind her. From the room came the piercing scream that interrupted the two's conversation. Sally asked the strange man who had written the letter. Unexpectedly, he said the name of the close friend. Hearing so, Sally rushed upstairs, but she could no longer find the friend. She only found a key hung on the statue. At this time, she opened the letter and found that it was from 60 years ago. The perfect creature in the universe. They seem to take humans' time as food. As long as you are seen by a weeping angel, you will immediately be sent to the past. And spent your whole life there. This woman was still in London in 2007 a few seconds ago. But unexpectedly, within a wink, she was transported back to 1920s. Only by writing a letter could she tell her friend about what had happened to her. Looking at what was written in the letter, Sally couldn't believe in her eyes. The close friend got married to the strange man after her time travel. Very quickly, the two had a baby. Tens of years went by very fast. Unfortunately, they didn't have a chance to meet again. According to the instruction, Sally found her friend's grave. She just didn't know that a weeping angel was staring at her. After leaving the cemetery, Sally went to a record store to find the friend's brother to tell him everything. At this time, she saw an apparently meaningless video playing on the TV. The brother explained that it was played by the publishing company after every episode. He also intentionally wrote down every video to a list. Departing the store, Sally decided to go to the police station to report the case. After hearing that there was another one who went missing in the abandoned house, they introduced Sally to a specialized police officer. After that, the two people went to the underground garage, where contained all the cars found around the house. At that time, they were all running but there was no one inside. At this moment, Sally noticed the corner. The policeman said it was the most special thing he had found, because no one could open it. Sally then said goodbye to the officer and left. After her leaving, the garage where used to be no one suddenly was full of weeping angels. The curious police officer stepped forward to see, and was sent back to 1969. Before he could understand the situation, the doctor came toward him. If it was normal, he could have brought this policeman back. But unfortunately, he lost his car. At this time, the doctor wished that the officer could help him, passing his words to Sally of decades later. At this moment, Sally still hadn't left the garage yet. After receiving a phone call, she rushed to the hospital to meet the officer, who had turned too old for her to recognize. He passed the doctor's words to her. Go check the list. It turned out that the policeman had transported to 1969, and published the videos. The footage at the end of every episode was made by him. Saying goodbye to him, Sally went back to the abandoned house. After watching all the videos, Sally finally understood the case. The man opened his eyes wide and convinced himself not to turn around, because there was a weeping angel in front of him. As soon as he took his eyes off the angel, his neck would be broken in a wink. 1 hour ago, this man had learnt about the existence of this dangerous creature for the first time. Through the video, the doctor communicated with them. The brother had recorded all what the doctor said, and put it into a list. After that, the doctor told them about the weeping angel's power. As long as they keep staring at them, they won't be harmed. The weeping angel's power came from the time-traveling machine TARDIS. Because the doctor was stuck in the past, he needed Sally's help to send the machine back to him. Right after hearing so, the two discovered that they were surrounded by many weeping angels. Sally told the brother to stay there and control the angels, and she would go downstairs to find a way out. But the brother couldn't bear any more. At the same time, Sally found the TARDIS in the basement. She took the key and was about to flee with the brother. However, the weeping angels also found out their intention, and started to take action. The light bulbs began to flicker. Very quickly, the angels gathered around them. Fortunately, at the critical moment, Sally opened the TARDIS and got in. The angels were locked outside. At this moment, the doctor's spirit appeared. He instructed the people how to turn on the TARDIS. The weeping angels outside went crazy. In the chaos, the brother finally managed to insert the plate. The TARDIS was started. But the angels were able to enter the room. The two was surrounded by the angels. Learning that the situation was going wrong, Sally immediately called the doctor for help. But then they discovered that the four angels were looking at each other and didn't move. A year later, Sally sat in the record store and waited. The list of names was still in her hand. She said that one day, she would definitely meet the doctor again. As expected, not long after that, the doctor came to her store. Sally immediately rushed out and gave the list to him. The weeping angels are the most famous alien creatures in the British television series Doctor Who. Those weeping angels were all acted by real people.